Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Movies with Blaine Childress. And here with me for the third time in a row is Blake Childress, also known as That One Filmmaker on YouTube.
No. This time I'm not identifying as That One Filmmaker. Now I'm identifying as a famous YouTuber that went off the map. Great place.
Nay.
And That One Ginger Gamer.
That was a good quip.
That was so funny.
So for this episode, we're going to be talking about the new Netflix film that released a week ago, or like a couple days ago. That movie is called The Devil All the Time,
Which we mentioned last episode.
Yeah, we mentioned a little bit in the last episode during the news segment. And we're also going to be talking about Good Time.
Another Robert Pattinson classic.
Movie starring Robert Pattinson.
The god of movies now.
Yeah, he's in every movie now. But first, as you all know with this podcast, we're going to start talking about some movie news, some confirmed news and rumors.
Sound effects like
movie news.
Just give me the pity laugh. Just try, like the host is just going to have to make the guest feel good about themselves.
So, first news story on the agenda: M. Night Shyamalan shares the title and poster for his new sci-fi movie.
What? Let me see. I haven't heard about this.
It's called.
This movie sucks.
It's called Old. That's just what it's called. It's just called Old.
It's a prequel to Old Boy.
It's a prequel to Old Boy, but it's just called Old.
Let me see the poster.
It's pulling up on Twitter.
Sorry for all the people that can't.
Yeah, they can't see. But if you want to go along with this, you can look up Old movie poster.
Why? Why does he say a new trip from the writer-director M. Night Shyamalan?
Like that's going to help him out.
A drug trip?
I don't know.
It's only a matter of time. And it's just like it's obviously supposed to be an hourglass, but the sand is people.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? I'm not sure.
There's a
too
picture.
Smart for us. Is there a picture of like on set?
Yeah, him holding a clapboard.
Oh wow, it looks like it takes place in like the Himalayan mountains?
The jungle.
He's filming in his hometown. The jungle.
Feels like a miracle that I'm standing here shooting the first shot of my new film. It's called Old.
Oh, they're filming it. I thought it was already filmed, so they're filming it during COVID.
Yeah, I guess. What are your thoughts on M. Night Shyamalan?
Well,
are you a simpleton like the rest of the population who hates him, or?
Hold on, I gotta chew for a second.
Yeah, we got some bread up in the studio this episode.
Because, Blaine's idiot and bought a whole loaf of bread on accident.
Gotta have to make use of that loaf.
My opinion on M. Night Shyamalan. Well, everyone's gonna make the whole idea of M. Night Shyamalan pretty good back then. Now it just sucks. Split was good. We can admit that.
Yeah.
Glass, some people don't like that movie. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but I like Unbreakable, so it's kind of funny seeing him do sequels.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Glass is okay. It's flawed. Like Split is an actually like well-made movie, but Glass is just like a dumb, stupid movie. But I think M. Night Shyamalan's okay. I think he gets a lot of hate, which, I mean, some of it is deserved because, like, some of his movies are straight up trash.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm hopeful for the future. I hope this old movie, what is it supposed to mean?
I don't know. I don't think he's released, like, what it's supposed to be about.
Well, I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that he's not going to make Avatar The Last Airbender 2.
True.
That was so funny.
That was hilarious. No, but I really looking forward to his new movie.
If this movie is not good, then I think he's done.
Yeah, I think he just needs
I mean,
to
was that
retire.
one Apple TV show he did? Did that get any good reviews?
To be honest, I haven't heard anything about it. So,
I heard that like people was like, oh yeah, it's okay, but then that's it. Nobody talked about it apart from that. Apple TV, everyone's favorite streaming service.
Next item on the list in the queue. Twilight producer talks about the franchise he regrets losing, and it's a big one. You ever seen Twilight?
Why do you use this site for movie news? They're all just like clickbait articles, and we're just talking about like clickbait titles. What, just the Twilight franchise?
Yeah, have you ever seen it?
No. That's all I have to talk about.
That's on
No,
to the next
okay,
thing.
we have to talk about it at least. Okay, here's the thing, Twilight.
Robert Pattinson.
So,
oh my god, it's all full circle.
But, I mean, here's the thing. Twilight, people give it a lot of crap, and some of it is a bit well deserved, but like what does it say? Like he regrets ending it?
Yeah, I guess.
Like why?
Like, yeah, there's no other books to really...
So yeah, then all you would make after that is just fan fiction. We already know about Twilight fan fiction. 50 Shades of Grey. That's all I have to say about
That's
it. I'm done.
Alright, next.
Bye.
So James Cameron announces Avatar 2 is finished filming and gives update on Avatar 3.
Why? I'm sorry, but who cares? Like
I'm sorry, Blake.
When we first got Disney Plus, I tried rewatching Avatar, and I'm sorry, but I just don't like Avatar. Yeah, that ride we rode at Disney World, that was cool. Like the actual movie itself isn't that great. Like, did you hear about the study they did of like why Avatar was like the biggest grossing movie of all time? Like the only reason was because at the time there were no other movies in those like couple of months.
Yeah.
So people just kept throwing money at Avatar. But it's like 5 sequels? Like why? Why would you want to make 4 sequels? I mean, I guess it's money, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, because Avengers Endgame made $500 billion. I'm gonna be like, all right, let's make 5 sequels right now. It's just, and James Cameron, he's going to die in the middle of like the 3rd or maybe the 4th one.
I think he's gonna die like if the second one even releases.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he's that old, but seriously, he's like the rest of his life is going to be just Avatar movies.
Yeah.
When was the last James Cameron movie? Like, do you remember?
I think it was Avatar.
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't made anything since Avatar.
That's one thing I don't like about James Cameron is that, like, I don't think he ever does like normal small movies. He just does.
For every single movie he does, he always wants to make like a breakthrough in like film technology.
Which
he's like one of those like Kubricks who like they don't ever make a movie, but when they do, it's gonna be like groundbreaking in some way.
I'm sorry, I'm eating bread. But the problem with that is, like, when he dies, I mean, we're only gonna have, like, what, 5 movies to talk about?
Yeah.
Maybe 6? Like, some directors, even though they're not groundbreaking, it's nice to go back and be like, oh yeah, this guy made, like, 30, 40 movies.
Yeah. Yeah,
So basically what we're saying is quantity over quality.
Exactly.
High five.
High five. No, but I really like the original Avatar. I haven't seen. Stop talking. It's your podcast. Stop talking. I really like the original Avatar. I haven't seen it in forever, so I could have like a different opinion. But I can't wait to see what the series is going to turn into if we're ever going to see it.
I just want to see like how they're going to explain why it's been dormant for so long. How do they have story for 5 movies already planned out? It's crazy.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Next on the news queue, Scream 5 has already hit a COVID-related setback.
Dang it!
Damn it! I want to watch Scream 5.
I can't wait for Scream.
Speaking of sequels, and that keeps on going. Scream 5. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Blake?
Isn't it being directed by what's the face died? He's never coming back. Wes Craven.
James Cameron.
James Cameron. He died. He's not making Scream 5. No, but I mean, Scream's cool. But okay, here's the thing. We all have this. It's like we've been making reboots of 80s movies. I guess now that we're moving into the next decade with 2020, now people are like, all right, well, we've kind of done all the 80s movies. Let's do 90s movies. Next thing you know, it's going to be 2000s movies. And then 2010, and then we're just going to remake everything. But for Scream, I mean, sure. I heard the Scream TV shows that they've made were pretty good. So I'm hoping that if the people that were behind that are just like making a full-on movie, that it can be at least okay. But I mean, like, it's gotta hold some kind of, it can't just do the same thing again, right? Like, it's gotta try and do something different with its comedy and its horror, because I mean, like, horror comedy is still a popular genre today, but seriously, it can't just do the whole Scream formula again, because next thing you know, it's just going to get even worse.
Yeah, I definitely think if they keep trying to make these movies, it's just going to turn into another, like, horror series that doesn't know when to stop.
Like Halloween?
Yeah, like Halloween and stuff like that.
Dude, the Halloween new trilogy. The greatest sequel names ever. Halloween. Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing else. I don't even know if they finished filming Halloween Kills. They were supposed to, I think, release it this year, but then they delayed it to next year.
It sucks.
What? COVID or the Halloween
Everything.
movies? Everything.
Everything sucks.
My life is poo-poo.
And last on the agenda,
Blaine sucks.
Bill and Ted Face the Music and 6 other movies had wild alternative endings. What did you think of Bill and Ted Face the Music?
Like, you gotta find a new thing that you just like, why are you using clickbait articles? Alright guys.
That's where I get my news.
Alright bro, film news. Did you know that Bill and Ted had an alternate ending? What?
Okay.
You don't even click on it. We don't commentate on like what's on the list. He's like, Bill and Ted, Blake, what did you think?
What did you think of Bill and Ted, Blake?
Bill and Ted's pretty good.
The new one?
No. Okay. What, do you want me to talk about the Bill and Ted trilogy?
Yeah, talk about the whole...
Alright, sure. Bill and Ted.
Movies.
Alright, this video is about Bill and Ted now. Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. Very nice movie. It's kind of a little cheap.
I've never seen any of them, so I can't really comment.
Yeah, so be quiet. Let me talk to the audience alone. So, Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure. It's a very fun movie. It's fun to sit down with your friends and just watch Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter just go, whoa, excellent. Like, I don't know, it's an entertaining sort of just like, watch these two idiots. They're not even like, well, they're dumb, but they're very wholesome. They don't hate, they don't have strong opinions of hate. They're always nice to people, but they're just intelligently impaired. They're just stupid. But it's really funny to like see them go back in time and like kidnap Abe Lincoln and like Genghis Khan and be like, you guys gotta help us do a history report. And they turn their history presentation, which is supposed to be like a professional thing, into like a rock concert. It's like a stupid movie, but it's really funny. Bogus Journey, I kind of hated it at first, but looking back, Bogus Journey is a very different movie. And I guess if that's the thing that most people complain about with sequels, is that sequels just copy the first movie. Bogus Journey is completely different from Excellent Adventure because they die in Bogus Journey, which is really funny.
Don't they like go to hell?
Yeah, they go to hell, and Satan is creepy. They experience their own personal hells, and then they go to heaven, and there's like, yo, God! Thanks, God! It's just really bizarre seeing people talk to God, and then they go see like angels, and then there's just like Ben Franklin in heaven. It's just so weird. And Face the Music. Face the Music is just kind of. I thought it was okay. It isn't as good as Excellent Adventure, and I guess it's probably on par with Bogus Journey in my opinion. But like, I showed it to Trent the other day, and he literally got 15 minutes in, and he was like, "I'm done. I'm done. I don't want this." He's like, "Blake, can you please turn this off?" And so that's my opinion on Bill and Ted's the trilogy. Alternate ending. I don't know what it is. Film news.
Film news.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Bye. I'm done.
No, Blake, don't go. No.
No. We gotta be socially distant. All right. Talk.
Okay, well then that's the end of film news, and now we're gonna talk about The Devil All the Time on Netflix.
What'd you say? I can't hear.
I hate you so much, Blake.
But that's not nice.
I know.
You're just making the viewer uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, viewer.
Listener.
Listen, viewer. They're watching this.
Alright, let's talk about Devil All the Time.
Okay, so The Devil All the Time release on
What is it?
It's a Netflix film, and it's about this small like country town. It's based on a book. Never read the book.
Nobody will.
Nobody will. And it's about this small West Virginian town, and it's centered, I guess, around Tom Holland's character, who wants to like protect his family.
I thought it took place in Ohio.
Well, no, I think some parts takes place in Ohio, but I think the main part takes place in West Virginia.
Alright.
And it kind of cross cuts between like different characters. Like sometimes it shows Tom Holland's character, and it cross cuts between like this preacher character.
It's very bookish.
Yeah, very. Seems like it's really straight from like the book on how they.
Let's start with before Tom Holland is born. Then let's go to when Tom Holland is born. Then let's see when Tom Holland's actually in the movie. Then let's see the aftermath of Tom Holland.
Yeah,
it's like a chronicling of an entire 20-year story,
and it cuts like to different parts
throughout the story. I mean, I wouldn't say it's non-linear, because it does go from beginning to end. But it does
cut to like a couple years earlier and a couple years later.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, so this is 7 years earlier for no other reason other than just to say like the other side of the story. Yeah.
First of all, what did you think of the movie before we get into like basics?
Well, it's hard to say because there's a lot of things that I like, but there's also a lot of things that are just, I wouldn't say are terrible, but just things that I just don't like. First of all, I think the movie looks really nice, especially when it has like parts that take place in like World War II, and it cuts to like in the 60s. Like, I like the set dressing and the production design. I mean, it's not as like extravagant as something like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it feels like we're seeing an entire city that was specifically dressed for the time. But it looks nice. I thought the cinematography and a lot of the shots were great. Mm-hmm. When it was like bright outside and we could see things happening, I was like, wow, this looks really cool. Then when it became nighttime, that's when it sucked. But I think the movie looks good, and I kind of like the story, but there's still problems with that. But that's kind of the end of my positives.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of the same. I like the set dressing, and the locations were pretty good. Yeah, the story, I didn't really like it all that much. It felt kind of weird that we were just cross-cutting between different characters. It was really hard.
Like, maybe it's okay as a book, but just like put to film, it's just flawed.
Yeah. And I hear a lot of people talk about, when talking about this, how it would be better off as a mini-series.
That's what everyone said. Everyone says that for a movie where they feel like there's too much being thrown in a movie, and it's like, oh yeah, so much more could have been explored if it was just put into a show. But personally, I just don't think this would have worked in any film or TV thing. I just feel like this is something that I'd rather read in a book.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I just, like, watching this, I would constantly just stop watching. Like, maybe because, I mean, that's how books are for me. I, like, read maybe 20, 30 pages, and then I just stop and put it away. Like, I don't want movies to feel like that, where I have to, like, pause and be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to keep watching it, like, in a week or two.
Yeah. But the film has big stars in it. Some you may know.
Enjoy. There's only, like, maybe 3 or 4. Like, there's Tom Holland.
There's Tom Holland, of course.
Robert
Pattinson.
Who's God.
Who's God.
And
Bill Skarsgård. Who's
barely in the movie.
Yeah, he's like in the first like 20 minutes.
And our favorite actor, who you thought was Joel Edgerton. I seriously, can you please confirm his name is Jason Clarke? I keep saying that's his name, but I am not really sure.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, because I just remember seeing him. But yeah, Jason Clarke, or whatever his name is, he's in some movies.
He's in some movies.
The last thing I heard he was in was, what was that one movie with Matthew McConaughey where he was trying to kill a guy at sea, which was Jason Clarke?
Yeah, it is Jason Clarke.
Yeah, it was a movie that came out like a year ago that I remember people said was like a really, really bad, really, really funny movie. It was called Serenity. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, Jason Clarke just isn't really in much good, which I kind of feel bad about, because I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's completely fine with what he's given, but like, come on, he's in Pet Sematary, the remake, but it like, he just chooses in films that just aren't that great.
Yeah. And also Sebastian Stan, our favorite Winter Soldier.
Just like Skarsgård, he's so forgettable. I seriously do not know the point of his character. Like,
he was like the sheriff character.
He picked up Tom Holland when he was a kid, which does not make any sense, because when he was a kid, compared to like 20 years later, he looks the exact same. It's like he hasn't aged at all. Some of the other characters look like they age, but Sebastian Stan is just like a god in plastic surgery, I guess, and he never ages. There's that part where he randomly kills people for no reason. It's never explained.
And then, well, did you pick up that he was like related to the girl that was doing the killing?
I mean, yeah. He went up to the car and was like, "Oh yeah, you might not like this, but it's your sister and her husband." He's like, "Oh my god."
He doesn't react at all.
He's just like,
doesn't look sad or anything.
He just goes up to her in the car and kind of disturbingly just like messes with her hair.
Yeah.
The direction is kind of flawed.
Yeah.
Some of the acting I feel was self-directed.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of rolled with it on their own.
And the accents.
Dude, okay.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy.
The southern accents in
this
are amazing.
I don't even understand why I'm seeing so many videos of people like praising it so much. First of all, Tom Holland, okay actor. People like him as Peter Parker. Not good in this. His voice is complete trash. Seriously, how I describe it, it makes perfect sense. If you ask Peter Parker, just randomly, "Hey, we're gonna make a student production of Mice and Men. Would you like to be in it?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And he does it. He's just doing like a, "Now, Lanny, I don't like what you're doing to me right now. You suck. I can see the rabbits, George." Like, it's just like the most, like, you can tell that he's doing a voice, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I can still hear that, like, it's a British person doing an American accent that's doing a Southern accent. Like, the American, like, British person doing American is coming through the strongest.
Yeah.
And it just feels like he's intentionally trying to do a Southern accent.
Yeah.
But with Robert Pattinson, it's a completely different story. Again, I don't know if it's good, if it's so good, or if it's just stupid, because it does not sound like him at all. It's baffling, and I would go as far to say it's creepy. It's like, it sounds like somebody did ADR, but he swears, he's like, oh no, I talked with a dialect coach and he helped me perfect my southern accent. So that's why people are saying like he's amazing, but like, I don't know, he's just like, well, she was gonna have a bastard son, and I praise Jesus. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and I think Tom Holland's character was really miscasted, because like I don't see Tom Holland as the tough guy. Like, nothing on Tom Holland. I bet he could be tough, but like, I don't know. I just don't see him as like the tough as nails kid that like,
I don't know. I also
will protect his family from
I also
everything.
just feel like they were trying too hard to make him tough.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, you remember like the shots where like after his sister got bullied, being inspired by his dad just beating the crap out of the kids that bullied him, he just goes to like these 5 guys when they're like in doing their own things, and he just goes up to them, literally murders them. Like, he goes up to a guy that's trying to fix a car and he just slams the hood on him.
Slams.
Like, no, he's literally murdering them. And I think a scene later they're like, you almost killed that boy, but nothing happens to him. Yeah. He doesn't go to jail. He doesn't get punished. It's just like,
it's the South, boy.
There was no law.
There's no law.
It was martial law.
Says Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop. References.
Wolf Cop just, after he does all these crimes, after Sebastian Stan, spoilers, gets murdered, Wolf Cop is just like, oh! He just pulls a gun. He just shoots Tom Holland. Right in the face. He's like, no! Tom Holland breaks character because Wolf Cop's not supposed to be in the movie. The director's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Wolf Cop.
That's probably the most fun we've ever had with this boring, stupid movie.
This Wolf Cop. Talking about a hypothetical actor that would never appear. But yeah, it's flawed. I think it could have been great because the violence. Well, I'm not saying violence, but just like
the violence is amazing.
No,
that's the only reason why you should watch this movie. The violence.
No, it's not that. It's just like when I talk to people about why this movie is just too like I don't even say it's bad. It's just too much. It's not like there's too much story, but it's just like everybody is a terrible person. Like, even the plot synopsis says, like, there's Tom Holland, a good kid, has to deal with sinister characters in this amazing film. Like, it even says sinister characters. That's because every person in this movie is a terrible person. They're all rapists, bullies that murdered animals and murdered people, and it's, like, disgusting. Just like Bill Skarsgård murders Tom Holland's dog and trying to sacrifice it to God to save his mom from cancer. And then, what else happened? Eventually, Bill Skarsgård kills himself. We're going to just spoil everything.
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård murders himself. He commits suicide after the mom dies of cancer. Then Jason Clarke and that one girl woman who go across country and they, like, take photos. Jason Clarke takes photos of his wife having sex with just other guys, and then after taking photos, they just murder them. Tom Holland beats the crap out of people, and at one point, he just murders Robert Pattinson, and then murders Jason Clarke and the lady, and then murders Sebastian Stan. He murders everybody.
He kills everybody.
And then Robert Pattinson, he just has sex with a lot of people and doesn't care about it. And then Tom Holland's sister commits suicide. This is a movie that is such a downer movie, and it just makes me sad. Like, I know this is stupid, but hear me out. When you have a movie like Star Wars, you have light, dark. It's very simple. That's the point of Star Wars, is it's stupid simple. It's not what's it called? Simple stupid, stupid simple.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because there's the light side, dark side, good guy, bad guy. This movie, all bad guy, no good guy. I mean, people are gonna be like, oh, Tom Holland, he good guy. But like Tom Holland,
he good guy.
He good guy. I like Tom Holland, Spider-Man. But like, just hear me out. It's just.
No, Blake, I'm not going to hear you out.
Okay, then let's end the whole thing. But, like, seriously, there's not a single person in this that feels good. There's nobody that it says, like, not even the cops.
What about the Tom Holland's mom?
Tom Holland's mom dies of cancer. It's like, you're thinking of the grandma, right?
No.
Just the mom character?
Yeah.
Well, the mom dies.
Well, it's not like
character is literally.
Well, it's not like she was a bad person, like you are saying.
Okay, what I'm saying is meaningful characters that actually like mean something towards the overall plot. Like, yeah, there are some characters that are like nice people, but they either die or they don't mean anything. Like, I'm just saying, you're gonna have to balance the two, right? You need to balance the good and the dark. And maybe in the book it's fine, but in this movie it's just boring, sad, and makes me want to go outside, get a gun, and just end it all, you know?
Because
this is a great podcast.
This is an amazing podcast.
Talking about suicide. Would you like some bread?
I'm good.
Okay.
So, what would you give this movie out of 10?
Oh man, I haven't even thought about it. 12 shot. It just has flaws with its characters. I guess it's technically better than Tenet. So we have to reference everything that's been said on this podcast. It's better than Tenet.
Is it better than Rocky IV?
No, it's not. Rocky IV is Jesus of films. Oh yeah, quick thing to mention, but keep in mind, if you are a person of faith, if you're a person of religion, don't watch this movie. You are going to hate everything if you watch this movie. Because again, a man sacrifices a dog to God to save his wife from cancer. And a pastor in it just rapes women, basically. So it's very, I wouldn't say offensive depictions of Christians, but very extreme depictions. But I guess as a review, I don't know, I gave Tenet was it a 4 or was that the last one? What did we talk about in the last one?
The Social Dilemma.
Oh yeah, I gave that a 4.5, I think. Well, this is worse than Social Dilemma, but it's better than Tenet, so 3.5.
Dang, that low?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to ever watch this movie again. You're like, oh, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
You've been crapping on this movie the whole time. It's like, yeah, 8 out of 10, it's still good.
Doing the YMS approach.
I give this a 6 out of
10. Talks crap about it the whole time, then he's just like, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. I'd probably give it like a 4.5 out of 10, or maybe like a 5.
So it's just very middle of the road mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like god awful, but it definitely could have been better in a lot of ways. Man, a lot of crap has been coming out of Netflix these past couple of weeks.
Well, Blaine, it is Netflix, so
it is.
Keep in mind, Netflix will produce anything.
Yeah, now that we got that out of the way, let's segue into the classic film that we're going to talk about today, which is
Rocky V.
Rocky V. No, which is the 2013, I believe, is when.
Happy Days? I forgot the name. What's it called?
Good Time.
Good Day?
Good Day?
No, wait, what?
No, 2017.
What's the... Wait, it was 2017?
Yeah, Good Time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, the 2017 Safdie Brothers movie Good Time, released August 11th, 2017, directed by Benny Safdie and Josh Safdie. First of all, I love Good Time. I love all of the Safdie brothers movies they've released.
Do you think Good Time was the beginning of the you know how Matthew McConaughey had a Pattonassonce? What's the Pattonassonce?
Pattonassonce.
The Pattonassonce.
Pattonassonce. I mean, it might be the...
Because I feel like
spun it off.
After Good Time was like when he started being in more A24 movies, and now he's freaking Batman, and like it's
I don't know. His agent must be the happiest agent ever, because he's literally in like all the indie movies now.
And now I guess like again, if Batman does well, he might be in more mainstream films, which is very interesting, you know?
I mean, I really like Robert Pattinson. I think he's a really good actor. He's proved himself time and time again with movies like Good Time and The Lighthouse.
Now some people are going back and watching Twilight and being like, you know what? I will admit it, Robert Pattinson was good in these movies. Like they're saying like, they're like reflecting it since Pattinson is like a really good actor now. So they're going back and like, you know what? Twilight is a great movie. I never thought of this before.
He's just sad that they weren't like that at the beginning. It's like, what the hell, guys?
Come on, why didn't you love me? All he had was just a bunch of girls screaming at him. I love you, Edward. I love
No, I really like Robert Pattinson. I think in all the movies that he's been in,
stop making fun of my face.
He's pretty good. Yeah, Good Time is
a good time.
A really good time to watch.
Shut up. Uncut Gems is a very uncut gem movie. Wait, no, Uncut Gem is a uncut gem of a movie.
They do that on purpose.
Can we try that on all their movies? What's another one?
Daddy
Longlegs sure is a leg of a time.
Alright, bye guys.
Heaven knows what? More like heaven made this movie.
So, what do you think of the Safdie brothers?
Safdie brothers are the most rugged and rough filmmakers I've ever watched. A lot of their movies feel just rough to watch. Like, I remember I talked about it with somebody for like a little while, but like, when you watch something like Good Time, like, the cinematography is, like, it's gotta be intentionally just like shaky on purpose, to where it just feels like even in scenes where it's supposed to be completely calm, no action, there's just like, it's moving constantly. And I feel like it's just because they like to make movies.
You can definitely tell where they're from.
Oh, are you saying distinctly New York?
Yeah, it's very...
New York's so rugged and rough and terrible and disgusting.
You can tell where they're from.
Were you saying Texas movies are constantly smooth and soft?
Smooth and soft and...
Smooth as
somber.
Somber?
Yeah.
That's not funny. Take that back.
Your face, it's just... completely
You think they can understand? They describe my face in words.
They can't.
You see, I made the face of just blankness. You see? Now that's funny to Blaine.
What if we had an audio description person where they're like,
that explains.
Blake makes a face that makes Blaine laugh. Sorry, I'm just trolling at this point. Keep talking about Happy Days.
Happy Days. No, but Good Time was a really great film. The cinematography is amazing. The acting all around. Robert Pattinson. So basically the movie is about two brothers. Robert Pattinson, who's like the big brother, and then the little brother is played by Benny Safdie. And he plays a guy with Down syndrome. And basically the movie is about Robert Pattinson's character, Connie, tricking his brother into helping him do a bank heist. And the brother with Down syndrome gets caught. He goes to jail. And the movie is about Connie
Trying to bail him out.
trying to get him out somehow.
It's a very simple plot. I mean, like, I think the whole movie takes place in one night.
Yeah, it all takes place
which
one
is
night.
pretty much like it's a very simple script, but like I feel like you could make this whole like. I know this is definitely not what happened, but I feel like it's something that you could write in like one weekend, where it's just like, all right, look, this movie that takes place all in one night. It's a simple movie about just trying to get money, and I don't know. It's like very what's the word? It's cool to watch just a guy running around trying to get bail by going to so many places. Like, oh, you have a Sprite bottle filled with, what is it, acid?
Yeah, LSD.
Like, he's like, oh, a Sprite bottle, we're gonna sell this. And he just like basically kidnaps a person and just says like, I need this money because I saved you from the hospital.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's a very entertaining movie, and you want it to work out. You want Connie to bail him out.
Yeah, but I really love this movie. I definitely think it is Robert Pattinson at his best.
Oh yeah, because like the thing is with like this movie or The Devil at the Time. I mean, that's a movie where I can't just like forget the fact that he's still like a British guy. With Good Time, I don't see him as. I completely forgot it's called Good Time. I thought I messed up and it was actually called Happy Days for a second.
No, it's called Good Time.
In Good Time, I stopped thinking he's an actor and I started thinking he's a character, which at its best, that is great acting when you forget the actor and you just see the character. And Robert Pattinson is just really good in this movie, which I think is a lot of it is for direction, and the writing is very good. But it's just like Robert Pattinson just, I wouldn't say gets absorbed in the role because it's not like the greatest character of all time or anything, but it's just, I could tell that there was a lot of passion behind it, especially because, again, pre this, not a lot of great movies he was in. So I could tell he really cared about making this project work out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, honestly, it's just a great watch. Do you want to describe everything that happens in the plot, or
Nah, I think I'll just leave it up to you guys who are listening to watch it for yourselves. Both of these films that we've talked about today are on Netflix, both The Devil All the Time and Good Time.
It might be removed, which sucks, but if it does get removed, you can get it.
So I definitely recommend you guys to watch Good Time. I definitely think it is a good time to watch.
Well, we already
Good
did that
Time. Yeah, we already did that joke.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
But I definitely recommend Good Time. I don't recommend The Devil all the time.
Hey, try it out.
I mean, if you want to watch it and find enjoyment out of
our
it,
dad watched it. He was like, this is okay.
yeah, I guess if you,
It's all up to your own personal taste.
I guess.
But my taste is it's very refined. I only like good movies. I know. I only like good movies.
I don't like bad movies. I think that's the case for everybody, Blake. But no, yeah, I give Good Time a
2 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I'm probably gonna watch it after we're done recording here.
I remember when we watched.
What would you give it?
I remember when we watched it in Port Aransas when we were eating cookies Mom made since it was Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
And we drank milk. That's my review.
That's
Cookies
and milk out of 10.
Nah, I'd give it. Originally, I really wasn't like that into it, but like after watching Uncut Gems, and it's like I like Uncut Gems, but like Uncut Gems is much more complicated, and like Good Time is literally just a simple, straightforward, easy to understand movie. I'd understand if people didn't like it, but like, come on, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'd give it a solid. Probably, yeah, like what do you give it?
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd give it a 9. Well, actually, I want to put it at a 9.5. I literally don't think really anything's wrong with it. I mean, I guess the only thing I could say is wrong with it is sometimes the shaky cinematography is a little much, and it feels like they could have toned down on it a bit, but most of it feels very nice and feels like it's working towards making the scenes better. Yes, 9.5 out of 10. Safties, you did a good job.
Can't wait to see what they're gonna make next, which I don't know.
No, it's the Nathan Fielder show.
The Nathan Fielder show.
The Nathan Fielder show.
They're gonna do a ghost show.
Seriously,
dude, I would love to see the Safties make a ghost show.
I don't look at no. Like, I don't want it to be a written comic. I want it to be Nathan Fielder making an actual ghost reality show.
With the Safties.
Just Benny and Nathan are just investigating houses, be like, "Ghost, are you here?" No. No. Leave.
Please leave.
Bro, I'm gaming.
I'm gaming in here, bro.
And then Benny's like he's a minister. He's a Jewish minister.
He's a Jewish minister.
And he's gonna, oh no, and he's gonna like try and like get the ghosts out.
Then Nathan Fielder plays like a Catholic priest and they fight constantly about their religions.
I thought you said they fight. There's gonna be like the final episode, they're just gonna beat each other.
Like an anime style fist fight.
And then Nathan Fielder gets possessed by the devil and then just snaps Benny's neck. Alright, we predicted the entire show. If this doesn't happen, I'm gonna be very mad.
I'm gonna
hate all the Safties movies from now on.
Alright, well, I guess that's gonna conclude this episode of Talking Movies with Blaine Childress.
And Blake Childress at this point.
And Blake Childress, yeah, because he's gonna probably be
in all of them.
In all of them. Because that's gonna suck. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in and listening to this week's episode of Talking Movies with Blaine Childress. Do you have any final words, Blake?
I'm gonna go. I hope the listeners have a good time. But I'm going to go to the forest and I'm going to scavenge for food. Alright, bye.
Bye. Thank you all. Okay, bye, Blake. Thank you all for listening, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.